So, a couple of days ago, Halloween the Game had made a blog post about something that I'm very, very excited about, and that is the characters for Halloween the Game, and the fact that we're getting characters in the first place, which is such a big relief because we've had games like Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Ghostbusters, which are both under Ilphonic's umbrella, where instead of having characters with their own names and stuff like that, they more so had these generic, fully customizable avatars with no real purpose other than just to be a dress up simulator. So I'm very glad that we're going to be having actual characters with their own names, their own personalities, their own lore, their own cosmetics, and maybe even their own attributes to set them apart and give you different reasons to play or different ways to play the game for each character, which is probably going to be alluded in this blog post in general. I haven't read all of it just yet. I've gotten to this part right here and then I stopped, but yeah, let's get into this. Let's actually see what these characters are all about. I have a feeling that I'm probably going to either be maining this character or this character. Dude, I'm just so fucking excited for this game. I am so excited. And this little tidbit right here kind of makes it feel like maybe there's going to be more at launch than just these five, but it could just be these five. But yeah, the Heroes of Haddonfield. Let's meet a selection of our playable civilian characters and discuss their roles in Haddonfield. Like I mentioned before, they're probably going to be alluding to some things that these characters are going to be good at and kind of separates them and gives you different reasons why you want to play these characters. Like, for example, there might be characters who are good at running Michael or fighting Michael or talking to NPCs or fixing things or something like that. So I have a feeling they're going to be talking about it underneath all these guys. But first, we're going to be looking at this part right here, this college essay entry right here. Holy fuck. Haddonfield is a quiet, unassuming town in Illinois bursting with idyllic American charm. Its heart beats in sync with the eclectic array of people and personalities who inhabit the seemingly sleepy community. Innocence allows these residents to carry on with their lives blissfully naive to the horrors that inevitably or will inevitably unfold before their eyes. Despite the looming evil and impending homecoming of the cold, calculating boogeyman, our heroes of Haddonfield stand proudly as shining examples of the town's resilience and vitality. Jesus fucking Christ, how do you expect me to read that without stuttering? God damn it. For our first character, we have Thomas Armmitage. No one quite loves Haddonfield like our star college football player Thomas Armmitage. At 21, you'd think that parties would dominate his social life, but this dedicated athlete elects to return home every weekend to spend quality time with his little sister, visits close friends, and helps out with his dad's furniture business. His positive attitude solidifies Thomas's roles as a courageous leader on and off the football field. While most might confuse his confidence with arrogance, Thomas is the type of guy who talks the talk and walks the walk. I like that. I like that. It's one of the reasons why I'm probably going to be playing this character from a story standpoint. But also, this might be telling us that either Thomas is going to be a character that you would use to fight off Michael, run away from Michael, or something like that. I have a feeling it's going to be leaning towards like fighting Michael, so he's going to be good with like baseball bats and other things like that to help him beat up Michael. I have a feeling the fact that he works with his dad in the furniture business means he's also very strong, which also supports my argument that he's going to be good at fighting off Michael. So that's very interesting. For our next character, we have Jennifer Erenss. Jennifer Erenss is always prepared. She has a distinct vision for her future, and that's why she's spending a few gap years working at the local bookstore to save money for a college education. Quiet, kind, and demonstrably type A, which I have no idea what the fuck that means. She plans to leave this claustrophobic town of Haddonfield behind to pursue grander aspirations. Her overbearing mother would love for her to simply stay home, meet a nice guy, settle down, but that's far from what Jenny wants. Though her extended academic sabbatical has led to a slight erosion in Jennifer's fastidious shell courtesy of her new foray in Haddonfield's nightlife. Holy shit, Halloween the Game. Can you please slow down? I read at a 3rd grade level. What does this even mean? Fastidious? I have no idea what that means. New foray? What does that mean? I'm assuming this character is going to be a smart, stealthy character. I have no idea. The description for this one is very, very weird. I have a feeling, like I said before, she's going to be smart, she's going to be stealthy. Maybe she might be like an all-around character in Halloween the Game. She's going to be good at fixing things, she's going to be stealthy, she's going to be good at talking to people, but, you know, it's very unclear indeed. Next up, we have Tanya Harrison. At the center of Haddonfield's social scene is none other than Tanya Harrison. Much like Thomas, she loves Haddonfield and the people in this town. Her carefree and exuberant personality makes her the go-to person to ask about what's hip, happening, and worth listening to. Tanya was once offered a job by Mr. Strode because he thought she'd be an outstanding fit to work at Strode Realty, but she turned down the opportunity in favor of a position at the local record store. Ooh, maybe she's the reason why Lori was targeted in the first place, because Mr. Strode made Lori bring the key to the Myers house, which means that Tanya was supposed to be our original final girl. She was supposed to be the original Scream Queen. Aha, I see your games. No, I'm playing, but yeah, that's a cool like little lore bit. Kind of makes you think about the the behind the scenes of Halloween, like the characters within it. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I like that. Further Front is doing a very good job in the lore department. Underneath that bubbly exterior, Tanya's charming, dark sense of humor helps her to get along with just about everybody in town. Okay, this is obviously going to be a character who's going to be good at talking to NPCs. There's probably going to be a little stat or an attribute to, what's it called? Charisma. It's probably going to be a charisma stat, and she's going to be maxed out, and she's going to be the characters who are going to get all the NPCs involved on hunting down Michael, finding him and hunting him down, and just taking him down in general. I don't know if I'm going to be playing this character all that much because I'd rather play one-on-one with a person rather than talking to NPCs the entire game, but still a cool character nonetheless. She has a very, very interesting lore, I can say. Next up, we have Rachel Callahan. Rachel couldn't be more displeased with hanging out with people. Same girl. In fact, she may prefer the company of the dead. Creepy. At night, her morbid curiosity are explored through the funeral service education courses she attends in hopes of becoming a mortician and joining the family business. Fascinated by death and the unknown, her free time is spent hanging out with a small group of people in Haddonfield who frequent the occult section of the local bookstore. A lover of punk music and sarcasm, Rachel has a hard time letting people see her vulnerable side. But despite her general distaste in humanity, she does keep folks with similar interests and hobbies around, which should prove helpful on Halloween night. You definitely do not want this character to be talking to the NPCs. This character is not going to be having a very, very high charisma stat, but this kind of makes me think that there is going to be a mechanic in this game where you kind of investigate dead bodies and probably find clues of where Michael went. Because keep in mind, this game is not about escaping. It's not about, finishing generators and escaping. It's about hunting down Michael and sending him back to Smith's Grove. And there might be an aspect where you look at dead bodies, examine them, and figure out exactly where Michael went, and probably like take away a bit of his stealth. Maybe he starts out very stealthy, but as the town gets more and more aware of his presence, his stealth gets tinier and tinier and tinier to the point where he's not going to be able to do so anymore. So that's pretty cool. That kind of opens up a few doors in Halloween the game. Lastly, we have Marcus Navaro, and can I just say the concept art for him in the background, holy crap, that looks badass, man. I might main him for that fact alone, but let me not jump to any conclusions. Let's look at his bio next. There are a few things that Marcus Navaro enjoys more than firing up his bike and hitting the open road. He was born and raised in Haddonfield, but spent a long stretch of time away to live with his father after his parents' divorce. His independence and nomadic lifestyle are alluring to the residents of the small town, who find themselves captivated by his brooding lone wolf nature. So this is not a character who's also going to be very good with the NPCs. While he typically prefers solitude, he does enjoy riding over to the Rabbit and Red Lounge to grab drinks and play pool with the Castle Hill Rooks. Oh my gosh, the reference right here. My man, yeah. Much like Jennifer, Marcus has a fundamental problem with the phony suburb facade of Haddonfield, but that won't stop him from protecting the people who he cares about, like his grandmother, Gloria. Oh, he's a sweetheart. Okay. I do like this character a lot more than now that I've read his lore and I've seen his concept art. Holy shit. But I can't really think of what he's going to be good at in Halloween the game, or what's going to be like a part of a Halloween the game because of him. Or not because of him, but a mechanic. I mean, maybe riding a bike or riding a car, maybe that's a thing. Maybe we're going to be able to ride a bike or a car. Maybe we can like go around and look for Michael and probably smack him with a car as well. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, that's all I can really think of. Maybe he's going to be good at fixing things since he has a bike. So he's probably good at like fixing and repairing different things. He's good with tools. Maybe, I have no idea, but a very cool character nonetheless. And the last bit right here is the civilians of Haddonfield are one of the many elements Halloween will leveraged to create an immersive horror sandbox. We're excited to begin offering players a glimpse into the unique personalities and traits of our brand new cast of heroes in Halloween, and looking forward to sharing more of their involvement in the single player, and multiplayer components of the game. Now, I have no idea what they mean about the single player part, because I remember that they said they're going to be mainly focusing on the original movie. Like, it's going to be based on the original movie, like Michael breaking out, Michael driving to Haddonfield, Michael in the background and stuff like that. So maybe it's talking about single player Hitman like missions, like from Friday the 13th. Like, you have these characters set up in these different situations, and Michael is allowed to, like, hunt them down and take them out in strategic ways. Sorry, I keep stuttering. Maybe that's what they're talking about. But maybe they're going to be adding different things to the single player to make it a little bit more like not just a beat to beat from the actual movie. Maybe they're going to have like background things, like I mentioned before, like have things that we didn't see in the movie but actually happen that Michael actually did. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. That's pretty cool though. I really, really like everything that I saw in this blog post. Makes me very, very excited for Halloween the game. Cannot wait to get my hands on this. I cannot wait to play Thomas. I can't wait to play Jennifer. I really cannot wait to play Marcus. I don't know about these two. I might have a fancy in her, maybe her. If there isn't an actual like corpse investigating component, maybe that'll make the game a little bit more interesting. But I'm definitely going to be enjoying these three characters right here. But that's really all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about this in the comments down below. And yeah, I'll see you next time.
God damn you.